it's a good afternoon. We're today at St Peter's in Holten, just a little bit outside of Grimsby on the outskirts. But as you can see, the man-made mound and the effort that our ancient ancestors did to create this man-made mound and obviously build the footings of the church on there. The foundation of the church is a remarkable feat in itself. So let's go check it out. Obviously the steep incline. The Vikings would have had to troop up here to try and attack fortified settlement. They've been running up the hill with axes and swords, charging. You'd have had archers in the arrows firing down. Obviously you got the height advantage. But again, this site is over 1,000 years old, where obviously it's had a lot of modern refurbishments over time. But it's a very peaceful place. The Holten is just outside of Cleethorpes and Grimsby, North East Lincolnshire. See, the original foundations here are Saxon, and then refurbishments by the Normans after the Norman conquest. See, there's been a lot of refurbishments over the year. You've got the original footings, and then it's been repaired and restored, and as you can see, that's like 17th century at the top. And again here it's the original stonework, and then a refurbishment again. It's a very interesting place. So you got the old graveyard. It's from around the Victorian era. Well, this is a very interesting monument here. It's a listed monument. This obelisk looking feature here would have been a cross. I do believe either the Vikings, when they come and attack, would have desecrated this monument with either a lump hammer, a war hammer, chopped it down, and now it's, or even the Normans. The Normans were obviously early Christians as well. I don't think it would have been them. It more likely been the Danes, the Vikings. Again, I've mentioned on previous videos, it is a representation of the Shiva Lingam and the divine male energies. But yes, this is a listed monument. It's a protected monument. So it's stood here for a long time. It's as old as the church itself. As you can see, the detail in the Saxon and the Norman period is very, very old. The masonry work involved is remarkable. Obviously there's no power tools in them days, no lasers to guide them. Our ancient ancestors, very good structural engineers. It goes overlooked how incredible they were. And then you've got the war memorial from the First World War here for all those that sacrificed their lives during the First World War, 1914 to 1919. There's been this rivalry between Britain and Germany for the best part of 50 odd years, which is very sad because we're all one in this world. Doesn't matter where we come from, borders and so forth, we're all one humanity. It's a shame that we have to fight over land and money, resources. a very sad world and a very beautiful world, but again, it's very sad that we have to fight over such trivial things. Well, yeah, it's one of the oldest standing towers in the area. You can see by the erosion of the bell tower, it's, you can see it dates back to the Saxon days and the Norman days. Obviously the Normans would have done a little bit of additions. I do believe there was some renovations during the mid-19th century in the 1800s. Queen Victoria granted a lot of restoration work throughout the British Empire. Shame it isn't open so we could have a look in. We'll go have a look round here. Inspecting the grave slowly. There's a little garden here. Celtic knot, rather. It's a remembrance garden. Garden of remembrance. On this man-made mound that our ancient ancestors developed. So there must be a spring nearby. Well, the energy's here. See, I'm synchronised with electromagnetic energies once again. It's very good for you. Take off your shoes. It's scientifically proven when you're connected to the earth, you receive a huge spike in electricity, other than wearing shoes where you're insulating yourself. Not good. The archways here, you would have had a 360 view. They put the top, obviously it's built on a mound, you would have had a good view all surrounding areas in all directions. So any invasion attempts, they would have defended with archers in the towers, firing arrows at any danger that came their way. Well, it's a remarkable structure in itself. So there's a lot of Victorian headstones from the 1700s and the 1800s. Again, the Victorian era was obsessed with the occult and death, and they used to have seances. I believe the tarot cards was invented and the Ouija board. They had spirit photography, where if a loved one had passed away, they'd gather for a family photo and have the last one with that relative before they was obviously buried. You can see this extension here would be a modern day, like the church village hall. I have to admit, the effort, again, with no power tools is a remarkable feat. Just dragging the soil here and packing it down to build a church on, so it's freestanding. It's remarkable. See this quite often. Family headstones, they've been smashed, somehow desecrated. Mr. Alfred Hudson. Shame that that's happened. And again, you've got the protection of trees on the outside where they camouflage the church itself. Obviously, with the canopy surrounding, you'd have a good view from the church tower where you could see people, invaders coming but they'd be very hard for them to spot you. You'd see them before and prepare for battle. It's another lovely day today. So we've had a few rainstorms. Oh. This glacial stone is thought to be the largest of its kind yet found in Holten clay, and it was set up on this site to commemorate the completion of an extension to the church during June 1991. Wow. It's like a flat surface stone that's been purposely chiselled off. I'm not sure if it's bluestone. This must weigh a few tons at least. I do think this is a boundary stone, probably left here by the Vikings, and it would have been nearby. I've got a theory about a stone displacement theory, where some boundary stones that are placed in obviously in lines with geometry, and there would have been blood rituals and blood magic and blood intent and blood sacrifice as a way of protection. If it's quite difficult to explain, but it's if you do believe in the occult and in terms of magic rituals, it is very powerful if you've sacrificed, and the power, belief and intent. I do believe that some of these stones around Grimsby have been displaced, and this is why Grimsby has a lot of crime in the area, is to do with this stone displacement. These stones have been moved. Obviously, if you've tampered with these stones, it's activated like a curse on the land. And it's thousands of years old. So we don't know a great deal of the times of the Vikings, but they was very occult knowledgeable, things we don't understand. It's a mystery. But yeah, it's my own individual theory of the stone displacement theory. This is a very small headstone here. In loving memory of Peter, son of Frank and Ava Halliwell, died August the 15th, 1924, aged 9 months, treasure in heaven. Oh, 9 months. Poor Frank and Ava Halliwell. Looking forward to having a baby, would have been after World War I. Oh, and he died after 9 months. Oh, that's such a tragic story. They're named after the Saint Peter, who was one of the disciples of Jesus Christ. He was a martyr in Rome and was crucified by the Emperor Nero. See the archways, that Gothic Renaissance period and medieval archways. It's a very peaceful, beautiful day. We've come in from one side of the church. See, you've got the mound here, ever present. You would have had Vikings and Normans when they invaded. They would have tried running up this hill. Would have been quite a feat in itself, trying to run up there. Would have slowed invaders down. Obviously got arrows firing from above, trying to run up that. It was a great challenge indeed. Obviously we'll be visiting Lincoln Cathedral and Castle in the future. That was built on top of the hill. This cross here's been desecrated. It's got all moss growing on it. Like a Celtic cross over there. But I do believe this would have been the original entrance and exit. These stones would have been added at a later date, but it would have been an original track. You probably would have had a horse and cart coming here on funeral processions. The weddings would have had to come in here. Obviously that's the main door there. So we'll come in one entrance and we're going out the original one. But I just love these little walkways in the countryside, especially around the churches. They're amazing. You've got a little walk there, people walking the dog. So, yeah. I think we'll wrap it up there. I hope you've enjoyed the tour of St Peter's in Holten-le-Clay. So I wish you all the best. Remember to take care of yourselves and each other, and God bless.